Armin Miewes had been obsessed with cannibalism from a young age. After his father left the family when he was young, he became fascinated with the story of Hansel and Gretel and had thoughts of eating his classmates at 12 years old. He continued to have this obsession into adulthood, but when his mother died in 1999, he was completely free to dive into these desires. Being a computer technician, he went online and found forums of people with similar interests. Using the alter ego Franky, he posted on the Cannibal Cafe that he was looking for a man with cannibalistic fetishes. He met several men in hotel rooms to roleplay the act, but none would agree to completely go through with it. However, on March 6, 2001, Armin found a willing participant. Welcome to History's Biggest Villains. Armin Miewes was born on December 1, 1961 in Essen, Germany. He had two half-brothers on his father's side. However, Armin's father left and took his two brothers with him when he was 5, leaving him and his mother Voltrot in a 44-room farmhouse. Armin would later say that he struggled being the man of the house, and he began to dive into the story of Hansel and Gretel. He started having fantasies of cannibalism as a young boy, first pondering consuming his classmates as a 12-year-old. He actually invented an imaginary friend named Franky so that he can share his thoughts with somebody. Armin became a soldier, then parlayed that into a career as a computer technician. He continued to live in normalcy, hiding his secret obsessions until his mother died from cancer in 1999. 37-year-old Armin now lived alone in the huge 44-room home, and for the next year, he read extensively from his huge collection of Donald Duck comics to serial killer biographies. He then went online to look for forums of like-minded people, finding a site called the Cannibal Cafe. He used different aliases such as Franky and Antrophagus. He posted an ad that stated, "I search for a young boy between 18 to 25 years old. Have you a normal body? I butchering you and eat your horny flesh." After posting this ad, Armin met up with several gay men in hotel rooms, but all of them backed out at the last minute. Armin let them leave as he didn't force anyone to do anything against their will. Armin even turned down one man who wanted to be beaten to death, which he considered weird. On March 6, 2001, Armin chatted with a user named Catter99, whose real name was engineer Bernd Brandis. He wanted his penis bitten off and to be killed. Armin's reply to his statement read, "After you're dead, I'll take you out and expertly carve you up. Except for a pair of knees and some fleshy trash, there won't be much of you left. I'll dry out the knees and grind them up soon after. You won't be the last, hopefully. I've already considered catching a young person from the street." Armin and Bernd continued to message each other until the 9th. On that day, Bernd took off from work. He sold all his belongings, including his sports car, and even erased his hard drive. He bought a one-way ticket to Kassel, where Armin was waiting to drive him to his house, where he stopped at a pharmacy to buy some painkillers. Upon arriving home, the two had sex. Then Armin got his camera and recorded everything from that moment on. Bernd briefly reneged on the agreement, but then he swallowed 20 sleeping pills and a bottle of cough syrup before telling Armin to proceed. Bernd wanted Armin to bite his penis off, but this was unsuccessful. Armin sliced it off with a knife, then tried to feed it to Bernd, who said it was too tough and chewy. Ugh. Armin then fried the severed penis in a pan with salt, pepper, wine, and garlic. He even used some of Bernd's fat to fry it, but it ultimately was too burned to be eaten. Bernd only managed one bite as the extreme blood loss made him go in and out of consciousness. Armin eventually chopped up the penis and fed it to his dog. Armin then drew a bath for Bernd and left to read a Star Trek book, checking on him every 15 minutes. Armin hesitated for a while, deciding what to do next. After some prayer, Armin then stabbed Bernd in the neck, hanging his body on a meat hook to let the blood drain. He dismembered the body into meal-sized portions and put them in the freezer. "I decorated the table with nice candles," said Miewes of his first meal. "I took out my best dinner service and fried a piece of rump steak, a piece from his back, made what I call princess potatoes and sprouts. After I prepared my meal, I ate it." Armin buried the skull and other inedible parts of the body in his garden. Over the next 20 months, Armin ate 44 pounds of his flesh. He also recorded the dismemberment and mutilation of Bernd's body, which would later be used in his trial. Armin continued to seek out other willing participants online until an Austrian student reported him to the police. When they entered the home, they found a false bottom in his freezer and pounds of flesh. While Miewes said it was wild boar meat, the officers also found footage of Burns' murder. Miewes was diagnosed with a schizoid personality but deemed fit to stand trial. On January 30 of 2004, Armin was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 8 years and 6 months in prison, as the bizarreness of the case attracted considerable media attention. When speaking to a German newspaper, Miewes admitted cannibalizing Brandes and expressed regret for his actions. He added that he wanted to write a biography with the aim of deterring anyone wanting to follow in his footsteps. Websites dedicated to Miewes started appearing after his 2002 arrest, with people advertising for willing victims. They should go for treatment so it doesn't escalate like it did with me, said Miewes. While in prison, Armin has since become a vegetarian. He believes there are about 800 cannibals in Germany. In April 2005, a German court ordered a retrial after prosecutors appealed Armin's sentence, arguing that he should have been convicted of murder because he killed for sexual gratification, a motive proved by the presence of the videotape. The court ruled that the original trial ignored the significance of the video, as it put out the impression that Armin only killed because he had been asked to kill. At his retrial, a psychologist stated that Miewes could reoffend, as he still had fantasies about devouring the flesh of young people. On May 10, 2006, a court in Frankfurt convicted him of murder and sentenced him to life imprisonment. As of 2020, he has been allowed to go outside of prison for supervised excursions in disguise around town in a different state. In prison, Miewes works at the library and often attends church service. In 2023, Miewes' former home burnt down in what was suspected to be an arson attack. 2 juvenile suspects were initially under investigation, but no arrests were made. The first thing I want to talk about is just the craziness of this case. There are so many weird fetishes out here. You wanted somebody to bite your penis off and feed it to you and then kill you. Wow. And the crazy part, he tries to sit here and say, oh, it was a mistake and I regret it. That's a lie, because you were trying to get other people. You wanted to recruit other people and do the same thing. This was a sexual thing for you. Like, you obviously got some type of sexual pleasure from it. You wanted to get other people. And the thing is, it's kind of crazy because Byrne kind of consented. He kind of said, okay, you can kill me. I consent to you killing me. But it's kind of it's really a gray area, because it's like, let's say he was able to get more victims. How many people honestly would have willingly consented to being murdered? Like, let's be honest here. He would have just been a serial killer and just would have tried to say, well, they asked me to kill them. You know, this was all consent. They asked me to kill them. I didn't kill them with malice. I killed them with consent. Like what? I don't even understand. Wow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you do, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Thank you so much for all the support you guys give me. I'm out. Stay on the grind. Have a great day. Be safe. Peace.